Hello, hello. Welcome to
Hello.
the Bio Dojo 21 questions. Today we have the one and only amazing Ezra Weisz, the most most lovely human in the Northern Hemisphere and beyond. He is someone who is amazing voiceover talent and works on the other side of the glass in animation and anime, in dubbing, and is just one of, I don't know, I think of you as one of my inspirations, Ezra. So we're so glad to have you. You want to answer some questions? 21
Yes,
of
I love it. I love it. Let's
them?
ask questions.
Awesome. So Ezra, what is your one word check-in today, if you had to distill it?
My one word check-in is I know what it is. It is frazzle.
Razzle.
Frazzle. It's frazzled, maybe. We'll say maybe frazzled. I stepped into a voiceover booth to do these 21 questions with you and for you. But on the other side of the booth over there is where I'm directing a series. And today is the day that we have to deliver all of the episodes because all of them will be able to stream all at once. And a little bit frazzled because as we are reviewing and still recording, the engineer and myself are noticing, oh, we missed this big scene with a main character. Can we get them in immediately? Can they come in right now? So
Oh
that's
my
what's
gosh,
happening.
honey.
So that's
Wow.
a little bit frazzled. But then on top of that, um, our son, is opening night for Chicago, and he's playing Billy Flynn, and he's get to sing Razzle Dazzle. So I got frazzled, I got razzle dazzle, I got all kinds of azzles happening.
Oh my God, such good words for
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Yay. We're going back to origins. Where are you from?
I'm only from New Jersey. I
Oh,
grew up in New Jersey. I was born and raised in New Jersey all the way up until age 20, 19 and a half. And then I moved out to California.
excellent. And where do you live now?
I live in a suburb of Los Angeles called Glendale, and
Indeed.
it is the largest population of Armenian Americans in the entire country. So I feel like I'm very much in a mixture of a little bit of another country and another culture with restaurants and pastries and languages and customs, as well as also living in America. It's pretty wonderful.
Indeed. Cool.
Mhm.
Like bi bicultural.
Bicultural, yeah.
Bicultural. Yeah.
It's certainly multicultural. There's a lot of cultures that are living within our even small little community in our townhome.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely bicultural.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. What would we know your voice from?
It's my voice gets known now from some of the characters that I voice from Miraculous Ladybug,
Mhm.
which are just a couple supporting characters. If you're an anime person, my voice is heard in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that people really like to recognize, and an older anime series that people are like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were that voice, and I love that series, is a series called Vampire Knight, and the character's name is Kaname Koran. So people kind of know me from those particular roles. Those
Excellent.
are the roles, Tish, that I would, if and when I go to conventions, those are like prints that I would have available at my autograph table because fans would come around and be like, oh my goodness, I didn't know. Oh, that's you. Or they knew exactly and they came to see me for that reason.
Yeah, yeah. And you're on the other side of the glass for Miraculous Ladybug as well,
I
right?
am. I am. I'm the English voice cast director of Miraculous Ladybug. Yeah.
Super cool. He does
Yeah.
it all. He does it all. How long have you been doing voiceover?
I started when I was 20, I would say late 24. So
Not
I
1924, not
not 1924, when I was age
when
24.
you were 28. Uh-huh.
Age 24. I think it might have been even 20, it might have been when I was 23.
Hmm.
And I started to work on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So that was my first voiceover, professional voiceover job. Prior to that, I was a student at CalArts, or California Institute of the Arts, and they have a very competitive animation school there. And I would do voices for some of the animators, but not like as a main focus. It was, I had some friends that were animators. They saw that I was funny in the improv shows. They know that I was studying acting at CalArts. So they had asked me if I wanted to do some voice for that. So I started to do work like that, but that was, I didn't even think of it as a thing. I was just like always acting with any opportunity. So.
Cool. Who's your current team? Who helps you be who you are? Like a representation, or how do you answer that question? Because you have multifacets that you work with.
I do. My number one team is my family. So with the support of my wife, Sabrina, and the love and support of our kids, and of course, the encouragement of my entire extended family, that is how I get things done, but that doesn't get work done. As a voiceover director, I don't have an agent to represent me, because it's not like they go into sort of bidding situations where they would audition.
Like a film director or a commercial director or something like that.
Right. So it is just, it's building relationships with studios and keeping those relationships healthy and positive and hopefully frequent. And work begets work as a voiceover director in that situation. If a particular post house, they like the way you work and they like how you work with people, and you get your projects done and the projects get good response from their clients, and the actors enjoy working with you and there's no drama or issues, then they're likely to call you back again. And that's how my career has been building. It works that way as an actor, and it has also been working that way as a voiceover director. So I don't have any agent. I'm not affiliated with any agency. That is my team. I'm pretty autonomous.
Make things happen for yourself.
It also makes things harder for myself and more stressful for myself. But but I also get things done. I just do the best I can to get things done.
Yeah. I know you have access to studios all the time. How would you describe your setup?
Well, I don't have a home studio. I certainly could have taken the time to do that during, the 2 years of lockdown, but my work kept me busy as a voiceover director, and I did not need to have a setup in any way. I'm not needed in a booth. Some of the time I would be able to still work in studio directing actors remotely, because I would be in one space and then an engineer would be at their console in their space. So we were all kind of remote, but I'm the type of person, Tish, that really likes to be in a work environment. I don't want to be around in my house as much. You know what I mean? It doesn't make me feel as creatively productive as some people. I like a routine and I like to be mobile. So I like to stay moving. And I also like to see people. I like people. I really do. I enjoy people. So, so I don't have any personal setup for myself, as I know a lot of people do, and I've certainly helped people get their setup hooked up. But like you said, I do have access to a studio like this one right here, so I have access to these beautiful Sennheiser mics right here.
Yeah, so much better than a closet. Yeah.
So much better than a closet. That's right, for sure.
Okay. Now, you answered a little bit about this with your VO origin story, starting at CalArts, starting with Power Rangers. Let's see.
Wait, don't skip the questions. What were the questions? Go in order.
What's your VO origin story? So how did you get started?
Got it.
What are three top ingredients in your success and your
snap. Okay. The three top ingredients. Well, one of them is just the organic chemistry of the people. My personal mojo, my personal spice, whatever it is that I have, as that blends with another studio, another person, that is one of the secrets of my personal success, because I'm the youngest of a very large family, Tish. So I remember, I can feel it still within my body, adjusting to the different personalities of all my different cousins, my siblings, my aunts and uncles, the extended friends of the family, and to be in a shared environment with them, to get along in that moment. I could always feel the minor adjustments within me to match the person that I was with. My wife, Sabrina, she has this unique ability where she can also change and mindfully adjust the energies of her aura, which is another very rare, very special ability that she has. And that was visible because there was a photograph that was taken of her aura once upon a time, right, when we went to Sedona, and it was all one shade of one color. And the person reading was saying, hey, this is about you, this is this, this is this. And Sabrina's like, you know what, I think there's more to me than just that. And she says, can we do another photo? Would you mind? And they did another photo, and it was just a rainbow color that next time. And the reader was very fascinated by that. So although Sabrina can adjust her energy, her aura, I feel like what I'm able to bring is I read the room, I match a person's personality. Either it is a mirror match, like I try and be just like you are, Tish, or I try to complement what energy you have, so we connect like Lego pieces.
Yeah.
And I fail lots and lots of times.
Love
I
that.
always enjoy trying. And how that has been a sort of one of the ingredients towards my success, if that was like one of the three things. I recently was working with a very well established, very professional film actor who needed to dub their own lines because they're bilingual, and we were doing a bilingual project. And this was someone who does not know this particular dubbing technique or isn't accustomed to dubbing their own lines. They may loop their lines for audio clarity, but not dubbing. So I got a lot of pushback, and this personality came at me very, very hard, and it was very upsetting, and I was sweating and I was stressed. But I didn't give up, because I was like, we're going to find a way to work together. I know how. I'm going to pay attention to how you're treating me. I'm going to work back and forth with this energy, and through time and understanding, let's see if we can make it work. And we ended very, very pleased with each other. And this particular actor did, in fact, at the end of it all, apologize to me for the way I was treated by them. And doing something like that, Tish, like holding space or giving an actor their expression, be it through anxiety, frustration, anger, because they don't like the way things are, letting them be that way and being respectful of that, instead of pushing back and saying, well, just do it anyway, or come on, you're wasting our time, or whatever the conflict might be, that helps build relationships. And it's the relationships that help build your career.
Yes, those are really, really incredibly powerful ingredients, and your superpowers. Really, my experience of you, Ezra, you are always in tune with both yourself and everyone around, and you can I want to say this, like orchestrate, but it's not. You tune in.
Yeah, I try to tune in.
Very in tune. Yeah, you tune in and you tune up. Like, whatever situation you're in. It's so great. Let's see. What was your big break?
My big break was Power Rangers, for sure. Power Rangers opened up everything for me. In the moment that I was approached to give a voice to some of the monsters, come on in there and see what's happening, it was during the same time in my life, it might have even been the same afternoon, where I found and met Sabrina for the first time, and my whole life changed. It was the most significant big break of my life. Like everything just kind of happened within that sort of week or two of each other. And now, as time goes by, Tish, the myth, the lore of it all sort of combines it to be like one moment. I was looking at Sabrina and meeting her for the first time, and then Scott Page Padster comes up to me and he says, "Hey, want to try something out for Power Rangers? You were funny in the show." And I'm like, it all happened all in one moment, It was all lightning, all lightning. But
That's
that
the
was
Hallmark
great.
special.
Yeah, because from Power Rangers, I then got to meet the voiceover professional, like the pillars of the industry that were working here. The folks that you say, oh my gosh, those people just voice all of the work. Like how can anyone else break in? Like at the time, I was now standing shoulder to shoulder in loop sessions and in Walla sessions with these people. And again, it was my opportunity to show a little bit of my personality and to behave and to do the job well, not to be like too obnoxiously personable, but at the same time, like not shy and weird. Like it's all about balance. And because I've met those people and was friendly and was real with them, and they liked what I was doing, and they found me funny. Funny is important. Then they referred me to other projects, which led to other projects, and the webbing just started from that. So it was all from being in the booth at Power Rangers with other people, with other professionals.
Yes. And building that web, the matrix that you build. Yeah. What else did you do while you're getting to there? Like I know you do more things that are part of your diversified artistry than a lot of people I know.
I was at the same time, since voiceover was not my career yet. It was just another thing that I was doing. My career is to be an actor, and my career was to stay involved in creative projects, even more so than an actor. My career was to maintain a level of creative output and find a living attached to that. Because I never felt comfortable saying I'm an actor. I never felt comfortable saying I'm a director or I'm a comedian or I'm a teacher. I feel like all of those things are creative energy outputs that I can be financially compensated for. And I've done all of those things, from like weird trade shows where I would put on a weird show, or we would do a comedy show or an improv show for like a large group of insurance people. I also taught improv workshops for different corporations and for NPR and for Disney. I would teach improv at different theaters and workshops. I would teach to young kids and classrooms, and I did children's theater and toured around Los Angeles area with children's theater. I was performing the Los Angeles theater scene that you would see on our little version of Theater Row on Santa Monica Boulevard. And I was doing musicals, and I was doing like avant-garde theater pieces, all while still doing voiceover jobs like every now and then, and working, as many people referred to as a muggle's job, just a regular 9-to-5 job. And I was working at a place that would allow me to talk to people. I was a phone operator. And I wasn't a cold caller, because I know that that's a difficult job, to be rejected all day long. But I was receiving calls from people who wanted something. So like almost customer service calls. And I enjoy talking to people. Like I said, I like to be around people. So that job offered me flexibility, and it also gave me insurance benefits that were necessary, and an income which was necessary for me to pursue the other things that had a very minor income. Like there's no way, even if I pooled all those things together, I wouldn't be able to pay the rent. But I could pay the rent with this muggle's job, and I could also like do the creative stuff and say, hey, I'm getting paid for that too, even if it was like $20.
Right. Yeah. And you also have a superpower of being a one-up person for a big show.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So eventually, from all of the improv shows and the improv performing and from the improv directing, I was approached by a very dear friend of mine, Peter Marietta, who was a showrunner for a show called Greetings from Tucson that was on the WB channel. And he said, look, I got to keep this audience here. I got to keep them entertained. Our warm-up guy is not really doing it. Do you want to do audience warm-up for our television show? And I was super nervous because I do not consider myself a stand-up comedian with a routine. I'm an improviser, and I like to work off the energy of people and perform for them. I love to perform. So I was nervous, but like most of the things in my life, Tish, when something was given an opportunity, I wanted to say yes to it. Even though I'm so nervous about it, I'm screaming no. My life would be more calm and easier if I just say no. But I'm like, this is exciting and thrilling. I'm frightened. Let's do it. And I have done, I don't even know how many shows, 200 shows or more for network television, for cable shows, for Disney Channel and Nickelodeon. And because they see me, again, without an agent, they see me in the audience, they see me warming up people and entertaining. The casting director and the other showrunners for some of those shows say, oh, I think we have a part for you, Ezra. We want you to do this. So I've gotten television roles without an agent because I'm putting myself in the right environment. None of those things would happen if I didn't say yes to the fearful opportunity of what might happen next.
Yeah. Well, I know we met through improv and through Peter's improv studio, and you just embody improv, that you like live improvisation as like your way of life. It's really, really cool. Yeah. What are you proudest of in your VO career? Or creative career, I guess we can say.
Oh my gosh. I don't even, it's a great question. I don't even think of it because I don't know. I mean, I also feel like it's a little bit too braggy to say that I'm humble about it, but it feels like I don't think about that. I am proud of myself a bit more in the moment, Tish. I'm going to be very proud of myself at the end of today when we deliver this series that I've invested a month of my life in. That has been frustrating, that I had to do tons and tons and tons and tons of rewrites to make sure the dialogue flows and feels normal from an adaptation that feels like Google Translate did it.
Wow.
So I know that I'll be very, very proud of myself in this moment when it's over. And then I'll think, oh crap, what do I do next?
Right.
I don't maintain a level of pride from one project to the next, because as soon as the next project starts, it becomes imposter syndrome, it becomes scramble, it becomes, oh God, I hope I deliver this all right. You just sort of question everything. So you build up once again by the time a project is over. I'm very, very proud of my personal outreach with the fandom of Miraculous Ladybug, how I have taken a show that they loved and I've shown them that, you can enjoy a show and be proud of a show and know that it reaches people and makes people happy and becomes a special interest show for so many people on the spectrum. And I love the engagement and the relationships of friends that have met through that show, through me, through the virtual landscape of social media.
Wow.
That's
great.
I'm pretty, very, very much pleased about that. But nothing takes away the pride and the love that I have from my family. It's my wife, it's our children, it's the life that we build together. It's seeing our kids and recognizing our kids and letting them be exactly who they are and involving them in our lives. I grew up with a father who put on a suit and tie, went to work, was busy with numbers all day long, and came home, and I had no interest in any of the things that he was doing. It didn't even make sense to me. I just knew he left, he came back, and then we would wrestle a little bit, he'd fall asleep. So Sabrina and I both have included our kids in the things that we do all the time. We want them to see how we are living, because we're living a non-traditional life and we're still making a way to make it work. We live in a townhouse. We don't have a schmancy house. We both drive sensible cars, but we're really very happy.
Yeah. And we're really happy.
Yes. And we're really happy. Yeah.
Yeah. And your kids are extraordinary. So it's
Thank
a
you.
testament to you. Yeah.
Your go-to.
Well, you've kind of been so beautiful in sharing, a lot of your vulnerabilities that become your strengths. But what would you say your biggest fear or challenges in your creative career?
Oh, the biggest fear is that there won't be another job next. This
Mm,
kind of creative lifestyle is contract to contract. And you're always, I don't think I'll ever feel, and I'm 50, I don't think I'll ever feel like I'm financially secure.
mm,
And having a pandemic hit without, the kind of work, I wasn't able to do any of the audience warm-up work that I'm
right.
accustomed to
Right.
do. It was a tremendous blow to our income. And the work was there, but it wasn't as frequent, as steady, and as
Mm,
um, as high, as heavily scheduled as it was before, you know,
mhm.
all the studios were locked down and people figured out how to have their studios and work remotely. Sorry. So I feel like that for sure. Like I just don't have confidence in a reliable income for tomorrow. And
Mhm.
I always carry that. That always does create anxiety and stress, not
Yeah.
only within me, but also within my relationships that surround me. I've had, close friends, and obviously my family, they hear me say, I don't know what's next. I don't know what's next. And
Mm,
Sabrina has always said, something will come, something always comes. And
yeah.
the, I, as truthful as that is, I have a hard time finding comfort in that, because
Mhm.
unless I know something's happening or about to, I just feel like, all of a sudden, like the shark needs to keep swimming and I just start to sink.
Mhm.
Um, and then, of course, there is also, I mentioned it earlier, but I think we all carry around a fair degree of imposter syndrome,
Mhm.
um, especially when we deal with something that's, so intangible, like talent or, creativity. It can go away, we think. And then
Mhm.
there's other people that it just flows and flows and flows. I mean, it's a challenge. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's an exercise and it's a discipline. I think about doctors. I'm like, do doctors ever get to a place where like, oh my gosh, do I really know how to do this heart surgery? And then they jump into it and they're like, yeah, this is my jam. I absolutely know how to do this heart surgery. Because that's what's like for me when I do audience warm up before the show starts, since it's all going to be improvised for me. I'm like, am I going to
Mhm.
be able to do 3.5 hours with this audience? And then I jump in and I start and I'm like, this is my comfort zone. I'm definitely here. This is where I live.
Yeah. Well, this is so powerful. I think this is why it's so important to ask everybody these questions, because I think to understand that no matter how long you've been doing it or what you've been doing or how successful you are, but successful other people, that there's still stuff that comes up for all of us, and we're not alone in it. So yeah. Introvert or extrovert? I think I know the answer.
I am a, wait a second. I am an extrovert presenting. I am an
Okay.
extrovert
Okay, that's
presenting.
interesting. Yeah.
But when I am also in certain situations, like parties, I am very much an introvert, but I'm extrovert presenting.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You're so people oriented. So that's a
Mhm.
really
But inside me, I'm struggling. Like I said, I'm making those adjustments all the time. So when I'm around lots and lots of people, if it is, hey, I need to have an engagement with you, and then with you or the three of you, that's a lot of work for me. That's a lot of like, I'll start to sweat. But if it's a big old crowd, oh, I'm good. I'm like,
interesting.
yes, give me these people. Give
Interesting.
me an orchestra of people. Give me an audience of people. But now give me an intimate audience of people, a dinner party. I'm like, oh, let's not have this ever.
Interesting
Mm,
distinction. Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I think this work requires really developing both skills, because you need to
Yeah.
go that and you need to go that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could do voiceover from anywhere, where would it be?
Where you are.
Okay.
I would like to be in
Oh,
paradise.
yeah.
Yeah, paradise would be great.
That's
But I
that's
would also want to have all of the people with me there.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. That's a
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
But I know I could make new people where I go.
Hmm.
So I could do voiceover anywhere. It would be nice to be in a nice environment. I would also wouldn't mind being on a traveling road show of just doing voiceover and all the different beautiful locations around the world.
Yeah, excellent. Well, let's
Yeah.
make it so. What would you say your VO motto is?
My VO motto is, since the majority of the work is dubbing, I would say to be truthful in the moment. And I don't have a problem with separating my life problems when I'm in the booth. You feel so isolated when you're in the booth. It feels really good to leave everything outside when you come in here, like an isolation chamber.
Right, we call it
Um,
the thin bubble. Yeah.
yes, so it
Mm.
feels very safe, very secure. And then when I'm here in that environment, and the noise is completely reduced, so it is calming.
Mm.
um, I do the best that I can. I think my mantra would be truthful with what it is you are going to be working on
Mm.
in the moment of the line, not even in the like session of the day. Be truthful with your work is too general. It needs to be like, let me find the genuine moment that's going on here in this exchange that's happening for this actor or this character or this creature, and try and play that. That
Yeah,
seems to be like, without me ever figuring out how I would voice something like that, that's what goes on for me.
that's beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful and powerful. Beautiful and
Yeah.
powerful. Let's see. What's you've talked a little bit about what's your daily VO practice or typical day in your creative.
My typical day would be to, I know that I'm going to be my best self if I go outside and get some exercise. I know
Mhm.
I'll feel good about it because being inside a booth and being inside a studio over there and sitting at a monitor and just watching all day, even though it's very creative. I mean, my engineer will tell you sometimes I'm just like a caged beast. I just
Yeah.
pace back and forth. I
Well,
hold.
you don't just exercise. You are sort of at the ultimate level of exercise. That's one of the other things that I was like, Ezra's just the coolest human.
That's
So,
sweet. I do like to run. I'm a runner and I get a lot of meditation, I get a lot of therapy, and I get a lot of balance from running because I do like to be outdoors and I do have a lot of energy and I need to burn off some of that energy. Otherwise, I feel like if I go too long without getting any sort of exercise, run, movement, breath in that capacity, um, it just feels like the walls kind of creep in a little bit. And I just overall and genuinely love it. I love it. I know everybody hates running, and I also hate running. I hate the start of running, and I hate the preparation of going on a run. So we're all together. All of us are feeling the same way. But then once I pass that yucky beginning threshold, which most of us have, are we ready for talent? Okay. Most of us have. Once we get into our run, it feels amazing. So I definitely love to do that. And that helps me balance to be set for the rest of the day.
and I always describe you as someone who has run a marathon number of marathons. So
Yes, that's a
this is not
45
just
marathon.
casually running.
Yeah,
45 marathons. Yeah,
yeah.
excellent. So you've got a role. Let's finish with this.
Okay.
Knowing what you know now, what would you say to yourself at the beginning of your career?
Oh, I'm still saying things at the beginning. It still feels like it's the beginning of my career. It does. It feels like I said, it feels very, very fresh all the time.
Mm.
Um, I would say, oh my gosh, I don't know. I mean, there's things that come up with like save your money. I do save my money. Invest in things, I do invest in things. Um, so those are things that I was doing all along. That would just be, BS advice I would tell people to do now at the start of their career. I would say, um, um, my advice would be to maintain your relationships. And a lot of people that I've met through the VO Dojo from you, Tish, maintain their relationships with me. And it's powerful for me, and it's advice that I've shared to them. And I think that look, a career is great and making money is great, but there's nothing greater than kindness with people. That's where you'll feel the best before you go to sleep. You'll be a good person and you've been kind to other people. And you know it doesn't feel good inside of yourself when you have those rifts and those wrinkles with relationships. So do the best that you can to maintain pure, beautiful relationships, because your career will be what it is and money will be what it is, but you'll be peaceful at night and with yourself if you are able to maintain healthy, balanced relationships with any of the people that you come in contact with, and mainly your professional ones, but overall as well.
Yeah. Well, you embody that, Ezra, and thank you so much for taking time in the midst of your big run frazzle day.
Yeah, frazzle day. I know we have a voiceover actor who came in right now, so we got to get to work with them.
Excellent. Well, done. In the moment, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Ask the Sensei on
Wednesday.
On Wednesday. Yes.
I look
All right.
forward to it.
Well, thank you. Have a great session.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Tish. I love you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.